At least it's not Scam Citizen.
Right? Yes, yes, Star Citizen, the
I have
scam,
buddies who play that still.
uh, biggest scam ever. No, I'm in agreement. Yeah, that. Aren't they about to hit like they're about to roll over $1 billion?
They're about to roll over 1 billion, and the best part, like the best part about all it is that it literally took SpaceX. Now, say what you will about Elon Musk, whatever you are stand politically, but SpaceX, actually did manage to go into space in less time than it took Cloud Imperium Games to make fucking Star Citizen.
Right, it's still an alpha. They haven't even
Yeah,
come out with
Hmm.
the single player version. They
yeah,
had announced that it was going to be out like 5 years ago, and here we
yep.
saw it. Now they're saying, "Oh, well, more than likely going to come out this year." I'm like, dude, I've heard this so many times.
No,
Right.
their
It's
leader is
ridiculous.
overly ambitious.
Yeah.
No, at this one I don't think it's ambitious. At this one, I think
He's
Chris
just
Roberts is no, he knows exactly what he's doing, and as far as I can tell, legally he is not liable because like he is doing deliverables. It's just that he's not doing them timely, and he's not actually interested in delivering the full product. So he'll keep feeding people until eventually goes and until the money runs out, and it's like, okay, well, sorry, the project failed.
Right.
And because it was crowdfunded and there's no actual like not indemnity. Where is it indemnity? Whatever. The point is that there's no protect. Like basically with crowdfunding, it's caveat emptor. You buyer beware. So
Right.
yeah, he can just walk away with the money, and yeah,
I
he might get sued. It'll be an expensive thing, and every person might get like $50 back. All right,
yeah,
whatever.
hooray for the $580 in-game spaceship that I bought. Like I saw the
Yeah,
price of some of these things that they were selling. I'm like, you are out of your skull. Just ridiculous, right?
yeah,
I've got a buddy
yeah.
who plays it, and he's like, "Oh, well, you can get all that stuff in game." Okay, great. Except that every time they release a new major build, it flatlines your account back to nothing. And so, if you were saving the money up, the in-game credits up to purchase a ship, every time they do a new build, you're like back to zero. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. It's okay. Well, anyway, yeah. But speaking of fake spaceships, let's talk about our
that's
fake
right.
spaceship. Huh.
So
okay.
where we left off, first of all, welcome to Behind the Claw. Where we left off last week, you guys had landed on Tarkeen, in the capital city of Tarkeen, Vaarisaad. Vaarisaad. It's very sad, and it is as you would have expected. The starport, of course, starport and Startown. Um, the of course are under an alert level. Uh, all of the port authority and security all throughout the starport and Startown is on heightened alert. But the reality is that the junta of Tarkeen that has taken over um, isn't really going to be overly. They're not going to be allowed to do much with the starport. I mean, as we were talking about criminality before, fucking with a starport, that would be empire level stuff. That would get the attention of the Third Imperium. Like, oh, you had a rebellion and the rebels decided to take over our starport. Um, no, no. And so the junta's not. I mean, they're not brilliant, but they're smart enough to not do that. And so basically, where this ice flow, there are these three bridges. That is more or less the delineating line. That is the fade down between the Star Town and the capital. And once you cross that bridge, things are very different. The junta has troops that are actively walking the streets armed. There's a curfew. There's um, just citizens have no rights, et cetera, et cetera. And so things are very uncomfortable. But you guys landed, and you did some snooping around, and you were able to clumsily make a contact in a starport or Startown tavern, and you met up with with two people. The first was a smuggler, and he is, I guess you could say, a smuggler with a heart of gold. He is known to be smuggling in medical supplies to the people that need it in the capital city. The other person was sent there to find said smuggler, and he is basically he's a corrupt cop. He's an investigator for the junta that was going to try and arrest this individual. You guys intervened in the tavern bathroom and took his gun away from him, and basically you convinced him to assist. I was going to say you blackmailed him, but that's not the whole of it. You bribed him with a little bit of blackmail. And so he has now agreed to assist you in getting across into Vaarisaad, and he knows where these things need to go. And he also told you that one way to there's checkpoints all over the place, and one way to get past these checkpoints is because these junta troops are basically looking for this stuff. Essentially, these checkpoints, the patrols that are, or whoever's in charge of these checkpoints, they're going to get a pat on the head for collecting this stuff, and it doesn't really matter how much of it they collect. And so he told you that if you take some of the stuff that you're doing and set it aside into a separate crate, doesn't even have to be a very big one, and present that as them finding it with a wink and a nod, they'll generally take it so that they can get their pat on the head and let you go. They don't really care one way or another what happens to the people of the city. They don't care if they're getting food or medical supplies, as long as they have something to take back to their higher ups. It's a very shady, very disorganized group. I mean, initially, this whole thing was started by this General Kang Ladro of the Royal Companions Regiment, but the Royal Companions Regiment wasn't enough to really do what needed to be done in order to maintain this entire city. So they pulled in all of these riffraff extras, and that's what you're mostly seeing on the streets. And so it's very corrupt. It's very poorly organized, and there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of hierarchy that is adhered to. And so the smuggler, now that all of this has been figured out, lets you know that, or I believe that you were going to leave the following day, and he says, "You go get your stuff. I will meet you at your starport, at the starport warehouses. We can load up. I'll have a truck, and we'll make our way over into the capital." And so that's where we left off.
Yes, that sounds broadly right. We discussed about whether we were going to actually ice this guy, but we decided that since we have no reliable means of body disposal, that we were kind of going to let him take like a 5% cut and call it a day.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it may come to the point where you just, is body disposal really that important?
Well, I mean, I would say yes. I mean, unless it's like the last thing we do, but generally speaking, you don't want to leave bodies behind you. Although, actually, how hungry is the Vargar on a good day? Generally speaking,
I don't think.
No, I'm sorry. That's racist. I shouldn't say that.
If he was an Aslan, I don't think the Vargar is too into eating sophons, but I mean, I don't know.
I mean, they could be, but yeah, that's
maybe.
I feel it's like that. It's not the question you really ask if like you're considered a polite person. You know, it's like,
Yes.
who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Oh, I got a treat for you. It's in this corpse bag right there. And the worker's like, I'm sorry, you what? Yeah. So
So the following morning, on clockwork, this guy arrives and backs this truck up into up to the loading dock of your particular docking berth. And this thing is, well, I will show you. It is a hollowed out armored van. Oh, come on. There it is. There we go. So this is this van. So usually these things are used. This is a little bit higher tech level. Obviously, government surplus. Usually these things are used to deploy a unit. With you load eight guys into the back, and it's got a driver, and it's armored, and they can roll in relative comfort. This particular one the back has been gutted. It let's see, what does it still have? The gun ports are completely welded up. There's been sheet metal thrown over them. It no longer has the improved communication system or computer one. It does have the improved control system. I doubt it's got fire extinguishers. And that's about it. I mean, this thing is just hollowed out. There's no more seats in the back. That's all been ripped out. And so essentially this is just, the back is now just cargo space. He backs up with this thing. And you guys spend about another couple hours loading in your cargo. You got what, a ton of weapons. Was it one?
I'm not bringing my weapons yet because I don't even know who we're talking to. We can pack up the food and medical supplies.
Okay. I mean,
Well,
All right, we'll do
we
that.
should pack the weapons because we are probably not we're probably not going to get another opportunity to transfer them. We can hide the crates somewhere. Like, I mean, we can just rent a hotel room, or well, not a hotel room, but like we can rent something, rent a storage unit and hold it there because, like, yeah, we're just not going to get another opportunity to cross the bridge with it.
yeah. I mean,
Well,
if you don't take the
if we
weapons,
put in the
if you don't take the weapons, it means that you're going to have to make a second crossing into Vaarisaad, and you're not even sure you're going to get through the first time.
Right.
But we're also going to be putting all of our eggs in a literal basket.
Yeah, but that's a
we only
risk.
have one truck.
Yeah, that's a risk we have to take. So there's nothing to it. I mean, we've recovered our side points. Maybe we can mind whammy the guards into like. I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine.
You didn't pay for it.
Well, I paid for something.
Well, I mean, that's true. But you didn't pay a lot for them.
Well, no, that's also true.
I paid a lot for it.
This is true. This is true. On the other hand, I did find the the transport. So it's a group effort.
I mean,
It'll be fine. What's the worst that can happen?
you got five of these.
Don't say that.
You got five of these.
5 or 6.
You got five packages at 7,500 a pop. I mean, for what these packages hold, that's not really a lot of money. I mean, even though they're tech level 8.
I will make sure that these are put like cold, like the first ones in. So that if you open
Yeah.
the back, you see like food and meds
Yeah,
first.
put in the weapons first, and then the medicine, and then the food. So if anybody does a casual glance, it looks like we are carrying a truck full of food.
Yeah.
So this separate crate, are you only loading it with medical supplies and food? The bribe crate.
It should only have food in it, yeah.
I think a little bit of medical supplies is probably fine.
I mean, feel free to put some of your money in it.
Okay, I'll put in one of my I'll put in some of my medical equipment. I have like what 10 I have like 10 grand in various pharmaceuticals. All right, I'll put how much money do I have in my pharmaceuticals? Come here, character sheet.
Oh, I meant like a legitimate, like if you put some credits in there.
Oh, you mean for the
Oh,
purpose of
and
bribery? Oh yeah,
yeah, and
okay, you
then
know
wink
what?
at
Yeah,
them
okay,
and
okay,
say,
okay, okay.
"Look, you
Yeah.
can have what's in this crate."
I have streetwise. Do I know what like an appropriate level bribe would be for like a guard like this?
Shit. I mean,
Well, actually, hold on. The rule book probably says it. What tech level is this?
so Vaarisaad is tech level 7. Tarkeen as a whole is tech level 7. I mean, a van or these infantry packages at tech level 8. It's not. I mean, they're advanced for Tarkeen, but it's not. It's not unusual.
Okay, so a month's salary. Okay, I'm assuming these guards probably have a low lifestyle, like social six ish, probably.
Probably, yeah.
All right, so I think like if I give the guy half that, like a 500 creds, that should be probably worthwhile for a bribe.
I was gonna say the other thing to keep in mind is that when something like this happens, uh, the economy falls out from beneath everything. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
money here now literally the imperial credit is probably worth more than the local currency. So the economy for the capital city has fallen out of the floor, and all of the royal accounts, as far as their credits go, have been frozen, and so uh, a lot of these would be street troops are working with the promise of pay in the future. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, okay, all right. So yeah,
Oh,
you know what? I think
furloughed.
yeah, all right, yeah. So I'll put in 500 for the purposes of bribery. So that puts me down to 470. And you know, like basically with and you know, since I assume Zersey, you're going to be the one doing the talking if you are going to be doing the talking, since you're, you know, our best guy for that. You just kind of hint to him that like, you know, the best place to spend these would be, you know, in the starport town, obviously.
Right. Yeah, the Star Town would be the better place to spend the credits than it would in the capital because, I mean, obviously
Yeah,
inflation is
yeah.
rampant. So then the question is who wants to do the driving?
I'll drive
Okay.
unless somebody else
Okay.
wants to.
Ooh, let's look at what skills do I
Yeah, it's
have.
drive wheeled.
Do I
Audrey
look like I drive in a?
has driving.
Does Audrey
Well,
have
if you
drive wheeled?
because I have
Just
drive
regular
Gravcar.
drive.
I have drive Gravcar, which
That gives
is
you
in the
drive
same.
0.
Yeah, that gives me drive 0, which is better than nothing. But
Okay, that's the same as I have.
okay,
So either is fine.
What is. Here, I'll look. Audrey has a dex of 9. What is Casimir's dex?
6. So I'm flat. So yeah, then I guess you should drive.
Okay, Audrey volunteers to drive.
Okay,
All right.
so yeah, that I mean, if things get into the realm of squirreliness, Audrey's +1 definitely would be better than +0. And
Yeah.
who's sitting in the passenger seat up front?
I guess I would be in case I need to talk to anyone.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Casimir, the corrupt cop, and the smuggler are in the back with the goods. Whoever wants to can make your choice either. Well, no, I guess it would be go ahead and make a for trying to basically hide these crates of these weapons behind the food and medicine. You can make in this case, you can make a stealth plus either in intellect or education check.
Who's doing this?
Whoever wants to.
I'm at a
Not-
+1.
not me.
I figure you're all kind of loading this stuff in together. It's not going to be one person. So whoever's
Audrey got a 12, so we're good.
Okay. There you go.
that's actually very good. So yeah, you kind of stock this stuff in there, putting the food front and foremost. Next is kind of the medical supplies, and then towards the cab of the truck in the back is these weapons crates, and they're kind of hidden behind these other two sets. And then, of course, in front of all of that, you've right up near the back door is this one crate, the bribe crate. And you guys roll on out with Audrey driving. Just for a baseline, Audrey, go ahead and give me a drive plus dex check.
Okay. Yeah, the soldiers are probably sick of MREs, so maybe they'll be happy if we give them some food.
That's yeah, assuming that they're even getting MREs. I mean, so yeah, Audrey's doing fine. The roads are a little bit slick because of the cold nature of Tarkeen, but for the most part, the roads are kept fairly clear. And the truck already has tires on it that are geared towards such an environment, and so Audrey has no problem moving you guys across these ice flows that lead into Vaarisaad. And this kind of shows what the intro to the city is. It still has all, as you are pulling in, it's because this is on the capital city side of the fade down. There are still many advertisements that are up, and they seem like most of the ads are holographic billboards that are set on a cycle. Some of them are flickering on and off like they've been damaged and nobody has bothered to fix them. But for the most part, the city is clearly, I mean, it's pretty obvious that it's occupied. And pulling in the van, you come to a checkpoint immediately across the bridge that you were told to cross in order to get into Vaarisaad, in order to the quickest way of getting to where this so-called safe house, or you're not sure if it's a safe house or a warehouse, and really the smuggler's not positive either. He has an address, but this is the first time he's ever made a delivery there. And you are stopped at this checkpoint, and there are several of these militia members. It's obvious that they're militia members. They're the ones walking around fully armed. They're wearing flak jackets, and they have, basic level stuff. They've got find it here. They've got some assault rifles. They've got submachine guns. You see that a couple of them are carrying stun sticks, and there are a couple of them that have grenades. Casimir, you can make a recon plus intellect check.
Yeah, just a second. Recon plus what? Sorry?
Intellect?
Recon plus intellect. Yeah, I have a little bit of that. Except, wait, this is wrong. This is... No, that's right. Okay. Recon. Whoop. Okay.
So
Not bad.
you're able to pick out the guys that are carrying grenades. They're if they are carrying a grenade, they're only carrying one. For the most part, what you're seeing is that they are carrying aerosol grenades. You see at least one of them with a stun grenade, but you don't see any kind of frag or other, more deadly types of grenades. It seems that they've only been equipped with stuns and aerosols. The aerosols are probably like tear gas or something like that, something to disperse crowds. The assault rifles and submachine guns, on the other hand, they appear they're not bothering. They've got shotguns too, but none of them are bothering with less than lethal rounds. All of this stuff is copper jacketed, the type that goes through you and not off you. And so you are stopped at this checkpoint, and one of the junta militia comes up to the side of the truck, and looks up and goes, "Vargur, what is your kind doing here?" And another one comes around to the passenger side, waiting for Zerzy to roll down the window. Another two go towards the back of the truck.
Oh yeah, I'll roll down my window and say, good day. How are you doing? My name is Zerzy.
I don't care what your name is. What business do you have in Vaarisaad?
Merchandising. We are merely here to help people out the best we can.
Oh well, do you have your papers then?
No, I just got on planet. I heard about your successful coup, as we would say on my world, and we're here to see
Congrats
if we
to you
can,
on the coup.
We're here to see if we can, help you guys out, help ourselves out a little bit.
Oh, so essentially you're mercenaries. Just coming in trying to take advantage of the situation. I see.
No. I'm here to help you out. How is your food situation going on, or your medical situation?
Oh, we're taken care of. The people, well, if they would simply do as they're told, they'd be taken care of a lot better.
Well, if you know where there's people that are listening to you, we're even willing to give away some stuff for free.
Around from the driver's side, he yells across over to the other guy on the passenger side. He goes, "They've got a Vargur with them." And he's the guy talking to Zerzy says, "So, does the alien have any papers?"
We all came from the same starship.
I see. Go ahead and make a persuasion. Well, I guess in this case, you can make a diplomat plus social check.
10.
That's pretty good. So he says, "All right, hold on," and he goes around the back. In the back of the truck, the two guys that went to the back have opened up the back door, and they of course see Casimir and the two other guys, and of course front and center is the bribe crate, and they immediately pull the bribe crate out. And the guy that Zerzy was talking to comes back around to the passenger side, says, "Can you step out of the truck?"
Of course, officer.
And he tells Zerzy,
I do so.
he tells everybody to get out of the truck. And as soon as you get out, the other junta guys are checking you for weapons, and you guys are unarmed, right?
Nope,
Right.
didn't bring anything.
Okay.
Did I say if I have Clanker with me? I think I do, don't I?
You've been Clanker everywhere.
You
Yeah, pretty
usually
much.
bring him everywhere. I would assume
yeah,
he's in the back of the truck.
Or could he be like a little middle seat between me and Audrey?
He's pretty big.
All right.
It's going to be cramped.
Yeah, I'll get out and be very cordial about it.
And so they're like, "Oh, they got a robot back here." And the guy turns back to Zerzy and goes, "You planning on selling that too?"
No. That is my personal servant, my good sir.
Yeah. Gonna make another diplomat. Well, no. So he kind of goes, "Yeah, you're one of those," and he kind of looks you up and down. One of the other guys says, "We didn't find any guns on him. What kind of armor are you guys wearing?"
I was about to say I'm wearing cloth, but my cloth has the full motion chameleon suite, so I'm going to make mine look like normal clothing, like
Okay.
just a suit and jacket.
Okay. What about Zerzy?
I mean, I'm essentially just wearing my flight overalls with my social outfit.
Okay. And Audrey?
Audrey is wearing Jack.
Okay. So, well, here. Armor. General modifications. So your chameleon is full motion.
Yeah, I sprung for that. Yeah.
Transform to various colors and patterns in both static and full 2D motion modes. Nice.
Yeah. So I figure, I can use it to make it look like most articles of clothing.
Yeah, you would think. Yeah, changing coloration of clothing or turning the wearer into a live-action walking advertisement. Yeah, I mean, you look like you're wearing Armenian the sweatsuit matching
Oh yeah.
top and
Okay.
bottom.
Yeah. All right. No. That honestly,
That's what I have.
Casimir. But that's actually a good look for Casimir. Yeah. No, that's actually a really good look for Casimir. Yeah.
The fake gold rope, the whole
Yeah.
9 yards. These guys. God, they're not really that bright, so that was actually a fabulous roll for them. They they pat you down. They don't detect that you're wearing armor. But Audrey's Jack. I mean, they don't even need to roll. They don't find any weapons on Audrey, but they're like, yeah, the dog-faced girl is wearing is wearing Jack armor under their winter parka, and the guy that is talking to Zerzy says, so what's with the Vargur wearing armor?
Look, and I kind of like whisper for him to like come closer so I can talk to him in a hushed voice.
Okay.
I'll say, look, she's our mechanic. She's a bit on the simpler side, and she likes to feel safe. And Vargur's just weird. I've only known her for a while, but you know how they are. I mean, they're strange folk.
Make a persuade plus social check.
Good tactic, I think.
Yeah, in fact,
11.
Nice.
I was gonna give you a bonus, but you don't need one. So he goes, oh yeah, yeah, I know how they are. They're he goes he kind of leans in and he whispers. He goes, "Be careful of that one. They're almost always uh, making making light of situations and faking it. They're all pirates, every last one of them."
I've heard that they're cannibalistic.
He goes, "Yeah, I've heard that too. Yeah." So he comes over and he kind of kicks the bribe crate now that it's out of the truck, and obviously his boot thumps it next to it. You can obviously tell that it's full. So what have we here? And he goes down and he unclasps the thing and he opens up this crate. And so did you did you lay the 500 credits on top, or are you gonna make him dig for it?
Not like on top, but like kind of wedged in between some of the foodstuffs. Like you're not gonna see it at like first glance, but like if you just like flip the first item over, like reach in, like yeah, you'll see it.
Okay. So he kind of rummages through. I'm gonna see. Hey, so most of the foodstuffs are just foil protein packs in various uh, simulations of flavor. For the most part, most of them probably all taste the same. Like if you've ever had an actual MRE, there's several of them, but there's only like two that are worth a shit. Everything else either tastes like it tastes like varying degrees of crap. Like it's just not fantastic. I mean, there's some people that have the taste for the spaghetti, but I'm not one of them. The peanut butter and jelly hot, or they're not hot pockets, but they're basically hot pockets.
The
Those are
chocolate
good.
shake ones are pretty good.
Are they? I haven't tried the chocolate shake one.
Yep.
Yeah. The spaghetti was fucking awful. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, there are these various protein packs that are in the foil, with the typical light blue or light green stamping on them, stating what each pack is, and that's on the left side. On the right side, of course, is basic stacks of medical goods, probably some syringes, antibiotic, standard antibiotics, pain relievers, things like that. Not like hardcore pain relievers. We're talking basic bottles of aspirin and ibuprofen and Motrin and some penicillin, and that's probably making up the bulk. And there's probably some bandages in there. But he digs through the protein packs and finds this basically a little what looks like a medical case, and he opens it and it's got 500 credits in it, and he goes, oh. And he kind of looks up at Casimir, and then he looks over at Zerzy and he goes,
You both just nod a little. I just kind of like, oh well, I don't have a camera on, but I just sort of nod at him. Yeah.
Okay. He kind of then he looks over at Zerzy, and he just kind of holds up the case. He doesn't show any of the other patrolmen there. He doesn't show any of the other guards what's in the case. He just kind of holds it up and looks at Zerzy.
Our gift to come past unmolested.
Oh my god. Do you say that out loud, or do you like telepathic? Oh, okay. All right.
So he kind of looks at this, closes it, and sticks it inside in the interior, or not in. He's obviously got a flak jacket or a flak vest on, but he's also wearing a wool overcoat. He sticks it into the interior pocket of his coat, and he goes, louder than is needed so that all of these guards can hear him. Says, yeah, the boss is going to want to see this. and he tucks it into his jacket pocket. And he goes, and we're going to confiscate this crate. And he shuts the lid, and he tells the other two, he goes, yeah, just go load it up into the back of our truck. And he then comes over to Zerzy, and he goes, well, looks like your papers have cleared. You can go ahead and move on into the city. Keep in mind that there is a 5 p.m. curfew. So you'll want, wherever you're going, you'll want to be indoors, and you're not allowed to be back out until 10 a.m. the next day.
Seems reasonable to me.
All right. Well, welcome to Vaarisaad. He goes in, and he kind of then whispers. He goes, keep an eye on the Vargar.
It's okay.
There's a lot of people that have a dislike, so probably best to keep her off the street.
I will take that into consideration. Thank you very much. May we get back in the vehicle and depart your beloved checkpoint?
Yes. Go about your business. And so you guys are able to get back up into the vehicle, and Audrey pulls away. So the little, there's a little window in the back, and it slides open, and the smuggler tells you, he tells you to take a left up here at this next intersection. He goes, and there should be there's an area there, there's a building there that we can pull into and park.
Audrey does that.
Okay, so Audrey comes up here and hangs a left into here, but has to stop the truck because there are these two militia members, and they have a woman and her two kids down on their knees with their hands clasped behind their head in the snow and ice. And this woman and her kids they're bundled up, but they're not wearing the warmest of clothing, and they're wearing multiple layers, trying to keep as warm as they can. And one of them is like rifling through her purse. The other one has a submachine gun on them, and his finger's on the trigger. He's not using good trigger etiquette at all. All of you can make a recon plus intellect check.
Intellect.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back. So Audrey got it. Go ahead and make Zerzy make a recon plus intellect check. Okay, so you both notice these two guys that are basically harassing this woman and her two kids. They are back here in this alley all alone. I mean, the one that is holding her purse, his submachine gun is hanging from the strap. The other one, obviously, his finger's on the trigger. He's got the machine gun on her. As you guys kind of pull up, and you can't get through the alley because they're conducting this. I guess you could call it a search.
Shakedown?
Yeah, shakedown right in the middle of the street of this alley. But they're back here in this alley all by themselves.
Zerzy just has no emotion on his face. He's just, this is not our planet. This is not my people.
Not
my business.
Not my monkeys. Not my circus.
Yep.
How does Audrey feel about this?
Okay, well, if no one stops her, Audrey is going to lean out the window and tell them to stop doing that.
Oh shit! Hey, evildoer, stop doing all that evil. So Audrey leans out the driver's side window and says, "Hey, stop doing that." These guys, both of them turn. The guy holding the purse just drops the purse and reaches for his submachine gun. And the other guy, he moves around so that he's behind the woman and her kids, and he keeps the gun on him, and he yells over, he goes, "Who the hell do you think you are to tell us what to do?"
Well, we are here to help people, and you should not do that.
So this guy, he's like here, he's watching the woman, and this guy comes over to the truck, and he's like, "You get out of that truck right now, both of you, get out of here."
Wait, I did nothing. What are you yelling at me for?
And he raises the gun and points it at the truck.
I'll say, I'll get out. She's a Varger. What do you expect? And as I'm getting out.
You can go ahead and make a persuasion plus social check, but you have to make it with a bane.
So that Bane is what, another D6?
Yeah, roll 3 and take the 2 lowest.
So yeah,
Oh.
the four is the worst. So I got a 4.
So this guy that because Audrey tried to dare to tell him to stop, is taking this kind of seriously, far more seriously than he really should. So you guys are getting out of the truck. What are you doing?
I'm getting out, and I'm just like keep my hands up and being civil.
So he goes ahead and what's Audrey doing?
Oh, Audrey exits the truck and walks over to that guy.
And he's got the submachine gun pointed at you. And he says, both of you put your hands up on the truck.
Do you want an air on the truck? Which one do you prefer?
On the truck. And he lets his submachine gun dangle as he is frisking Zerzy.
Okay, I'll comply. I have nothing hidden on me.
Okay.
You'll probably find my wallet with money in it, but
Audrey, are you just waiting, or what?
Audrey is going to keep standing in front of him.
Oh, you're not putting your hands on the truck?
No.
Okay, so he. All right. Shrink this truck down a little bit. All right then. Audrey's gonna start some shit. Zerzy's name is. That's better. All right. Is Casimir back?
Don't think he is.
Zerzy and Audrey, go ahead and give me an initiative roll. Dex 2D plus dexterity or intellect, your choice.
7. Audrey, you can just click on. Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, the button is hard to find, but I found it. It's in the combat tab.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. All right. So,
Audrey, are you gonna kill people?
so
I don't know. We'll find out what happens.
Audrey's quicker than this guy. So these guys, they use their dex for their initiative roll because I gave them a 0 because if they use their intellect, they'd be at -1. So Audrey, he is obviously not expecting. He's not expecting you to basically ignore his authority.
Respect my authority.
So what are you doing?
Audrey tells him that he should leave.
And he raises the gun and responds, tells you to get down on your knees, hands behind your head.
Okay, well then, Audrey bites him.
Okay. So actually, let me see. They get. Yeah, they have. Go ahead and give me a melee natural plus your choice of either strength or dexterity. Because it's a melee attack. So you lunge forward and go to bite him, and your jaws snap shut on empty air as he kind of dodges. Zerzy, what are you doing?
Besides face palming, I'm just gonna keep
That's
my
a free
hands
action.
keep my hands on the hood and just say, please, let's just talk. I will pay you money for the insult. Just everyone calm down. This does not need to happen.
Well, you're offering to pay money. Go ahead and make a persuasion plus social check, and you get a +1 to that. So
10.
So he turns the gun on you, and he says, "How much money?"
100 for each of you. And just forget the Varger's aggression. She's not there.
He says, "Local currency or imperial credits."
Imperial credits, the best thing you can get.
He shoves Audrey back, and he says, and he kind of lets the submachine gun hang from the strap, and he says, "All right, then hand it over. 100 each for us."
Yeah. I mean, assuming Audrey doesn't do anything, I will do it. I don't know if does Audrey get a chance to do anything or no?
It's up to Audrey.
Yeah, I'll wait. I'll look at Audrey and see what she does.
Oh, well, if you ask Audrey to stop attacking, then she will.
Okay, so he holds out his hand. Are you putting 200 credits in his hand?
Right. I hand him the money.
Okay, so you hand him over 200 credits, and he says, and he yells to the other guy. He says, "Zip tie them. We're bringing we're bringing her and the kids in with us."
Wait, that's not weird. I'm paying you money to just.
He says, "Yeah, no, you paid for you." He goes, "If you want her, that's her and her brats. That's going to be another 100 credits."
Oh, I'm at the Varger. I don't know about the civilians. I don't want to interfere with the law that you guys are putting down.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he yells over. He says, "Yeah, zip tie the woman and her kids, and we're bringing them in with us." So this guy over here cuffs them and uh, leads them off back down this street, and he turns to Zerzy and says, he says, "You all have a very nice day now," and he kind of laughs as they walk off down the street.
This whole expedition is going to cost me a fortune.
So the smuggler kind of sticks his head out the back, and he
Welcome back, Casimir.
yeah, welcome back. You missed a you missed Audrey trying to start a fight.
Oh yeah, okay. Looks like she succeeded.
So the the smuggler kind of sticks his head out the back and tells Audrey to pull the truck in into this little back alley up here, and he says he goes with everything that's presently going on. He says this is oddly enough there's a small safe house here. He goes it's really more of a for lack of a better term, it's more of like a tavern, but it is for the local resistance to the royalists, and it's a known hangout. But they don't. It's not like they don't stop the junta militia from coming in, but they don't advertise that this is a royalist bar only. They don't bother with that bit. But he says so. Be careful in case that some of the militia members come in wanting to get a drink somewhere out of the cold. But beyond that, we should be safe here. And now it's just a waiting game of waiting for our contact to get a hold of us so that we can get these supplies delivered to where they need to be. And so he kind of leads you inside, and it looks like at one time this was actually probably a fairly nice, not really a bar, looks more like a looks like the inside of a Starbucks. Really, it looks like it was pretty nice at one time. Now they're not. There's servings. Of course, they still have the coffee machines and whatnot. They're not really operating. There is some beer to be had, but beyond that, there's not a whole lot here. Uh, the glass counter where they would normally have like snacks and whatnot or pastries is almost completely bare. That they don't have a whole lot of anything in here, and nobody really says anything. They kind of look up and they acknowledge the smuggler when he comes walking in, but but you can see you can feel that there's a tension in the air as soon as that corrupt cop comes in. Everybody it acknowledges that they all know who he is, and they're not quite sure why he's now, he's not attempting to arrest anybody. They're a little bit shocked, but they're not openly showing it. They just have this look of revulsion on their face. And the smuggler just goes over and gets a table, and the cop kind of goes over and sits down next to him and goes, so now we just wait for your phone to go off? I don't. And he goes, yeah, pretty much. We either they're gonna call me, text me, or they'll send somebody in here and tell us where to go from here. What are you guys doing?
Sit at the bar.
Yeah, I mean, I think like this is the boring part where we just kind of hang out and wait. Feel like saying, "Hey kids, who wants to buy some guns?" won't go over well. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't seem that there's any militia members in here. I mean, it's pretty easy to pick out who these assholes are, right? I mean, they're not dressed in fatigues or uniforms of any kind, but they're all wearing body armor. They're all fully armed. Most of them are wearing Carhartts or flannel shirts or some kind of wool overcoat or something like that. But you can look at them and tell who's who, right? The average citizen, which looks like the people that are sitting in the bar, are dressed as civilians. I mean, they're not wearing any body armor, or at least they're not open carrying their weapons. That doesn't mean that they aren't armed, but you're not noticing that they're not walking around with a gun on their hip or a submachine gun or anything like that for obvious reasons. It appears to you guys that the junta has done a good job of pretty much demilitarizing the populace. They have disarmed everybody. So I mean, you could say, "Hey, you know, I don't know I don't necessarily know that would be, admonished with an absolute no, or what are you talking about, or it'd probably be like, yeah, we want to buy some fucking guns."
While we're waiting, Audrey talked to Zerzy.
Yes.
Oh, they were hurting those people.
Audrey, I will let you in on a secret. Not everyone is a good person. And in my point of view, in my opinion, this is not my planet. These are not my people. I will not go against helping out either side, but I personally don't want to support either side either, because both sides, I'm sure, have done horrible acts. I'm here to be a merchant. If we find this woman, so be it. If we don't, it doesn't bother me at all.
Oh, but I want to help people.
And you will with your food and medicine, but you realize also with the guns, I'm going to be hurting people. And all of us
Guns?
are going to be.
Did anybody even tell Audrey that there were guns?
No, we didn't.
No.
So yeah, I mean, Casimir, or what are you doing?
No, I think what the hell? What am I doing? I'm gonna rapidly change the conversation. I'm gonna say, um, you know, Zerzy is unfortunately right. That they're bad people, but we're doing this to make it slightly better. And that's really the best I can do, because the three of us can't take out this junta on our own.
We're not even here to take them out. We're here to find a single person on an entire planet and hope that they're alive and hope that they're not hiding or locked up in a place we don't know about.
Yeah, exactly. This is a very, very much a long shot. Now, of course, had we, if and Casimir drops his voice and says, if we could get the junta to attack the starport, but they're not stupid, I assume. Well, not okay. Yeah, Casimir Crescent. Okay, not that stupid.
Right? Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, that would be. I mean, that would be terminal dumb. I mean, attack.
Yeah.
If they tried to take over an Imperial starport, now you're talking about within the week drop pods coming down through the atmosphere and unleashing Imperial Marines in battle dress and shit. I mean, things would escalate quickly.
My opinion is that if we look at it from a numbers perspective, the junta has a lot of members, I'm assuming. And the easiest way for us to be able to potentially find this woman, my thought was to side with the junta, get on a good side, giving them weapons or selling them cheap, I don't know, and potentially buying information or buying her freedom with all this stuff. I mean, yeah, they could have a princess, but I'm sure they'd rather have a whole bunch of high tech weaponry. At least high tech to them.
Oh yeah, we do have to save the princess too for the
That's the
golf
reason why we're
guy.
here.
Exactly.
We just want her. I will. If we have to buy her freedom with all this junk, then so be it. They shouldn't care if she's off planet.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
So the other, all of you can make a recon plus intellect check.
God plus intellect.
Feel good with these today.
Yeah, you are. So
Wow.
So Audrey and Kazru don't really notice, but Zerzi happens to check his phone and or your mobile comm, and you realize that not only has the Junta like locked down the city, but there is some kind of not necessarily it's not a jammer, but um, the network access has been locked down. Like phones work, but like if you try to connect to the local system net, you're basically most sites are blocked.
Do you see this? They even have their comms network completely under their control. I don't see why we
Uh,
don't side with them, even if it's legitimately side with the Junta or temporarily to get more intel and gather more knowledge. I don't
So
see what the.
so if
Oh, go ahead.
so one of the things that would occur to you, I mean, if it's true that they are that they've basically put up a great wall around Vaarisaad's network access, it's very likely that they can monitor any call that's made or jump in and look at any text that's sent.
I mean, by all
Also
means,
useful to know. I actually asked the guy that the smuggler contact, like, what does he think about the fact that they could be uh either watching or whatever.
So
Or
he tells you, he says so and I keep having to look back at the Royal Companions Regiment was only about 1,000 troops strong. And the Royal Companions Regiment, hence their name, was kind of the personal army of the king, and was ruled by General Kang Ladro. The militia members that they've called in order to patrol the streets, he says that presently, he says, we put them at about anywhere from 2 to 3,000. So at a maximum, we're probably talking about, maybe just over 4,000 troops that are holding Vaarisaad, the capital. Now, of course, the Royal Companions Regiment has access to military vehicles. They've got military grade weaponry, things like that. The average Junta militiaman, they're going to have assault rifles and shotguns and submachine guns. They're probably wearing, as we've seen, they're wearing flak, but they're not driving around in tanks. At most, they're going to have police vehicles and probably good old boy jacked up SUVs and trucks. That's it. Of those, he says, so Vaarisaad is a capital city. Hold on here. Let me double check Tarkeen. No. I'll go back over to this other page. So we take another close look at Tarkeen's code. Uh, 566, about 8,000 kilometers in diameter. You've got a nice little pep in your step because there's only 0.45 gravity. Has a standard Earth atmosphere, 0.71 to 1.49 kilopascals pressure. Hydrographics, 56 to 65% water, liquid oceans, which are for the most part frozen into like a salty slurry. And population about 6 million people. They did have well, they are a captive government as far as the planet is concerned because they are a colony of Dahlia. And normally they only have a long level of 2. So Xerxes' laser pistol would be out. Portable energy and laser weapons are banned, and combat armor is banned. But even Casimir walking around in cloth armor under normal conditions, they wouldn't bat an eye at it. So, knowing that there's about 6 million people on this planet, you could probably say that the capital city has probably a population probably close to 2 million, with the rest of the people living in farming communities in the... so if we look at this map, so these areas, Tarkeen is tidally locked, and so if these areas here and here, these 2 bands are where most of the farming takes place, with one side of the planet being baked because it's always facing the system's primary, while the other side, where the capital city is, right here, is on the polar side, and it is quite frigid and cold. If I remember, each one of these hexes is 2,000 kilometers. All the way over here is the private estate of the king of Tarkeen. However, for the most part, that's like their ancestral estate. They're for the most part operating out of the capital city of Vaarisaad from the administrative building. So, knowing that, the smuggler basically tells you, so you've got a little over 4,000 of these guys, of which 3,000-ish are basically locals with a chip on their shoulder. And he says it is unlikely. He says it's not impossible, but it is unlikely that they would have the systems set up in place to monitor every telephone or mobile comm transaction, either text or voice, that goes on. Because I mean, you got 6 million people on this planet, right? And and there's no way to know from where you're at. The assumption, of course, is that only the capital city is walled off from the system net. So, if that's true, then that means that they're only monitoring inside. So you've got, it's still an absurd number. You've got, a little over 4,000 that are essentially trained in combat, that they would probably have a logistics element of a few people out of that. And when I say a few, I mean probably 50, maybe 100 tops, that are tech savvy. It would be overwhelming for them to have to, not impossible, but it would be nearly overwhelming for them to monitor the mobile comm of 2 million people. That's just my opinion. What you decide that whether you agree with him or not, that's his opinion that they would be overwhelmed.
Well, Zerziar's tech expert, so he,
I mean, depending on what kind of military grade hardware they have, plus any kind of agent systems they could have helping them. I mean,
Well, now you have me asking the question: can you even get an agent system at tech level 7?
well, I mean, would the Royal Regiment not have access to potentially higher tech level things?
Potentially, yeah. You're talking probably tech level 8, maybe some tech level 9 stuff.
I mean, they were under a kind of a monarchy, so they already had to have some form of controlled net set up to kind of
True.
monitor the populace.
True. So, let's see. So the, the standard mobile comm is basic, audio only. The military may have improved at tech level 8 with audio and visual and computer/0. So they've got, like, the first generation of smartphones from, like, what, 2008. As far as, like, they would have access probably to transceivers. Standard military transceiver would probably be distant, which has a range of 5 kilometers at tech level 8. I mean, it's I don't know. It's hard to say.
I'm not saying they potentially could be listening to every comm, but I mean,
They would certainly have the capability of saying, "Hey, this particular individual needs to be looked at and focus."
Right. Yeah. In Xerxes' opinion, they probably aren't full blown tracking everything, but there's probably some form of tracking. He would say. Wouldn't surprise him.
So as you guys sit here in this tavern for about 4 hours, not a whole lot of.
Wow.
I mean, maybe some conversation between you guys, but there are some people that come and go. During this 4 hours, you don't see any of the militia come in. In the time that you're sitting there, you see outside that there are some people that get roughed up occasionally by the militia. There are the occasional, you know, roustabouts. The militia will go into a building. This building over here appears to be a apartment complex of some kind, and they go in, they arrest some people, haul them out. Much commotion, but the people, being unarmed, aren't really able to fight back a whole lot. I mean, there is some attempt, but beyond that, just you know, they're taken, and nobody. One of the comments that is made by the bartender in here is that we probably won't see those people again. We don't know what happens to them. Everybody who's taken is disappeared. All contact is lost, and we don't know where they are, or even if they're still alive, we don't know. But after about 4 hours, the door opens up, and a woman steps in. I mean, you can tell that it's either a woman or a really slight man, but obvious feminine figure wearing a heavy wool coat with the hood up, and she comes in and comes up to the bar, and she says, "Are you still serving that hot drink that is so popular here?" And Bartender reaches under the counter and he makes up a cup of coffee, like a cappuccino, and he sets it up and he says, "Yes, but we're running very low, and I believe that some packages will be arriving soon to relieve that." And he points over at your table, and she pulls the hood of her jacket back. I changed this. Maybe I should. And when she pulls the jacket back, you see that it is Glorinna Firella. All of you can make a Recon plus Intellect check. Oof. Audrey's gonna need an eye patch. Oof. That's
I only got a 6.
so. Casimir, you can tell that under her jacket, Marina is armed. She is carrying a concealed weapon. You can't tell what it is, but you know that she has a shoulder holster. Probably nothing more than a auto pistol, but it's impossible to know for sure.
I tap out the message on my computer keypad and flash it to the others.
Okay. So everybody's aware that she's strapped. And so she kind of nods to the bartender, grabs her a cup of coffee, and comes over to your table, and she asks, "Is this seat taken?"
No, you can sit there. Hi.
She says, "Well, hello," and she sits down and she says, she kind of lowers her voice into a whisper and she says, "I'm here to meet with a group that is supposed to be bringing in medical supplies."
That is us.
And the smuggler reaches over and shakes her hand. He says, "I believe that I'm the one that you were supposed to meet, but we ended up getting more than we initially planned for." And when I ran into these individuals who are attempting to do the same thing.
I forgot. Do we have any evidence from our love obsessed lord for this lady to see? I think I downloaded something, didn't I?
Yeah,
Like,
you did.
his...
Yeah, you downloaded her mail to him.
Okay.
And I mean, I don't know. Maybe you and Audrey took selfies aboard his yacht. I mean, why not, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. You probably have. I mean, let's be honest. If you bring up the name Lord Penford Farnham Blinderby, who else on Tarkeen is going to know who that is, right? Like,
Right.
really, he's the nobleman of Elizabeth. Even in noble circles, if somebody, in most cases, brings up his name, people are going to be like, "Who?"
I'll just look at her and just be like, "We're here from your secret admirer. We've come to sweep you off your feet and bring you to his planet."
And she
Yes,
oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, our friend sent us here to rescue you for him.
And she goes, "He did. Penny did that for me." She says, "Oh,
Yes.
Yes.
that's incredible." I mean, I was going to. All I asked for was for help with money. All of my accounts have been frozen. She says, "All I wanted was for some cash in order to bribe starport officials and guards at the checkpoint so that I could get past and get somebody to take me off planet. But this is even better." She says, "But before I leave with you, it is vitally important that we get these medical supplies to the royalists. There's a lot of sick people."
Can we just leave
That
it
is
all
why we
here?
are here.
What was that, Zersey?
So can we just leave it all here? We're on a bit of a time crunch. We have our ship leaving. I think it was in a day
In
or
a
two.
week. Well, you probably have
Yeah.
about another 4 days.
Yeah, we're on a bit of a time crunch.
She says, "Well, if you have the supplies loaded up, we can drive to the location now and make the delivery."
We have to go.
Yes.
She says, "Well, I mean, I don't know how many crates of this. I can't carry it back."
Well, I meant, can we have our smuggler friend here drive a truck to your people and then they can unload it? Or do we have to come with you to unload these?
I mean, she's going back, so I mean, that would potentially mean you're letting her out of your sight.
No, damn it.
No, we can't do that.
Casimir, anything you want to say?
No, I mean, I think we should. I think we should go with her. Obviously.
Hmm.
So she finishes her coffee, and you guys get back in the truck, and she gives Audrey directions, and you guys head off towards the edge of this area of the city, kind of in a looks like it was maybe a low end industrial type area at one time. There's a lot of warehouses, things like that, but not not an unpleasant area like you would think of. If you, I'm thinking in my head of downtown Portland around the rail yards is for the most part that is like the dregs of humanity. There's a couple of places that have been cleaned up and are now kind of fancy hipster bars and taverns and whatnot and pubs. But for the most part, there's graffiti everywhere. There's dirt and grime everywhere, and it's a hellhole. But this doesn't look like that. This looks like it was, like I said, a lower the part of the industrial area where it butts up against fairly nice neighborhoods. So it's that it's going to get worse the more into the industrial area you get, but this one's not too bad. And on the drive over, she kind of sits between Audrey and Zerzy, and she kind of she goes on about her people are in desperate need of help, and she simply doesn't know how she can help them. But if she can get to Elizabeth and marry Penny, she is hoping, she iterates that she, on the one hand, she says she's hoping that that he will be willing to help her, since she doesn't know what happened to her father. There's been no word. He's been disappeared just like all the other locals. Nobody knows if he's alive or dead. She is figuring he's probably dead, and which would place her on the throne of Tarkeen, and she is essentially saying that marrying Penny and moving to Elizabeth, she will be a ruler in exile, and she needs to further herself towards some kind of resolution and retaking her family throne. And she doesn't know how long that's going to take. Of course, it's going to be more difficult because she's off world, and that concerns her too. She feels like she's abandoning her people, but at the same time, she doesn't really have much of a choice. She can't. Her hands are tied here, and she has no access to some of the capabilities that she would have outside of Tarkeen. And then she kind of stops herself, and she says, I don't want to give the wrong impression to either of you. That is not why I'm marrying Penny. I wanted to be with him long before the rebellion took place. She says, I'm not simply marrying him for his money so that I can retake my homeworld.
Look,
I did
I'll
not
be
think
honest
that.
with you. We're a part of a merchant cruiser, and we were hired by him to come and rescue you. What you do with him is your business.
What you do with it? I see ball gags and cat o' nine tails in somebody's future.
Uh,
She says she goes well well thank you. She says that um at least you're upfront about your reasons for being
we know that he cares about you. We met him.
He's a bit obsessed with you in a good way.
here. You know, in a good way, not like, boil your rabbit kind of.
I'm sure if you asked for him to build you or buy you whatever, he will. He just bought a brand new yacht with some minor damage. That is spectacular. I think you'll like it.
She kind of laughs and she says, I've always gotten the impression that Penny almost had too much money for his own good, like he didn't know what to do with it.
Exactly.
He does not.
He wanted us to build a golf course in the beginning.
She says, oh, he's still going on about the golf course. Well, she says, at least he's
Yes.
consistent. So, you reach this, this, oh, these can be a little bit bigger, can't
Safe house, bunkhouse.
they? Yeah, it's a warehouse, turned into a safe house.
I don't want to see that turn order.
Well, I figure I might as well get it up there. That's better. There we go. So she has you pull into this safe house, um, which is obviously a warehouse. You can see that there are numerous tracks in the snow, so that people are coming and going between the main entrance of this building. And there is a ramp that leads up into, essentially it's an enclosed loading dock. And that she has you bring the truck in, and they shut the doors behind you. And so the truck is here. There is a rather large robotic forklift that is here for helping with unloading of various items. You see that for this loading dock, there are numerous crates and barrels and stuff here, but you can hear voices from inside, and she kind of leads you in through the back door. I didn't want the truck to go. And she kind of leads you in, and you can see that there are yet more crates stacked up here. And there's like some, not really a curtain, but there is like a clothesline of some drying clothes that are hanging over this gap, and that there are some beds in the back. You can see that they've got a number of tables with furniture that they've taken from various buildings, and they've got a little stove here so that they can cook some food. But over in this area, they've got two actually rather high-tech medical beds that are set up. They look like they've been taken out of a ship, probably a military vessel, and they've been repurposed and set up here. And both of these tables, they're auto docks actually, and both tables have people on them, and then there are a couple of recovery beds over here. So they've got a little kind of medical area set up, and the people that are from back in this area where these like beds are, you can hear that there's people coughing and kind of moaning, and people aren't feeling good. They're making those sounds, the sounds that you hear when you're in the ER waiting room. Those are the sounds.
I think at this point, Casimir is like just gonna let his medical training take over, grab his medkit, grab the supplies, and just start rendering assistance to these people.
Okay. Are you going back into this area first, or are you going directly over to the auto docks?
I think I'm gonna do a triage, but it sounds like the people here are the ones that are most like in the worst condition, right?
Pretty much. I mean, the auto docks are pretty good doing what they do.
Well, I mean, I have medicine at where is it? My medicine is at a +2, but then I also have the med kit. Can I just recognize the auto doc from just by looking at it, or?
Yeah, kind of. Let's see here. These are. Oh, that's an auto dock basic. Shit. These are basic auto docks, which for this planet are outrageous. They're like tech level 13. Hold on, I'm grabbing it here.
Okay, so that is actually okay. I have an enhanced med kit. What the hell is that again? Traveler companion.
So the thing about auto docks, like if you need surgery, treating a laser burn, removing a bullet, stuff like that, an auto dock, even a basic auto dock, is going to be pretty good. If you have the flu, I mean, auto dock isn't going to be super great about that. I mean, they can give you an injection, and that's about all it can do. I mean,
all right.
So you might actually do better, and that's assuming that the auto docs have the medical vials for antibiotics or antivirals available. It sounds like they were running low on that stuff.
Okay, well, fair enough. Well, I have a TL12 med kit, so I'm gonna go and deal with the people that are sick and coughing.
Okay. Here. Just got it.
+2.
Here we go. I mean, in reality, I'm showing a picture, but in reality, they all look the same. I mean, auto docs and auto docs and auto doc. That came out a little small. But this is the stats for an auto doc, basic. So tech level 13. It counts as technically it counts as, I guess they're counting as a robot, an immobile robot.
Right.
Interesting that the Autodoc has a PRIS sensor, but I mean, I guess you could use that for medical reasons.
All right, yeah. So I'll just get right to it.
Okay. So yeah, you get back there and start doing triage on these people. Like I said, most of these people, they're one of these beds. Somebody has already been treated by the Autodoc. And you kind of look at them and you can tell that they were treated by the Autodoc. It's not like the best work, but it's suitable work. They're going to have scars. It looks like this particular person was shot, probably with buckshot from a shotgun. And so you kind of look them over. The other three patients that are laying back here are all exhibiting signs of influenza or whatever the viral bug that occasionally goes around on Tarkeen is. It's probably some form of flu bug. Audrey, what are you doing?
All right. Well, Audrey is going to go around and hand out food and free hugs.
Okay. Okay, so you are kind of over here handing out packets of food. Zerzy, what are you doing?
Just kind of taking stock. Are there any guards present at all, or
So you do see that there are a couple of people. So there is a large set of double doors back here. There are a number of windows that that allow in some natural light, but the windows are um, more or less they're tinted and they're one way. So anybody looking from the outside in is going to see like the black gloss of a window, whereas those inside looking out can see perfectly clearly. Um, and so there's windows here, here, you know, all around this building. And
yeah?
so
I'm gonna.
there are a couple of people that are walking around, but for the most part, they're carrying auto pistols, revolvers. There's one person with just a standard rifle.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up to the princess and say, "My lady, we need to like hurry this up."
Okay, so about 2 hours of monitoring your patients, Casimir. You use some of your medical supplies. You administer antivirals, and kind of give them, the typical um, Tylenol, cold and flu, in order to get them over some of the hump of the symptoms. And this one of the guys with a revolver opens this back door, and he steps out, and you see him uh, lighting a cigarette. Everybody can make a recon plus intellect check. Oh, Audrey. Wow. Okay.
I see nothing. We all see
Y'all
nothing.
roll for
So
Recluse.
so you don't see where this comes from, but you suddenly hear the staccato fire of a suppressed submachine gun, and you see this guy that stepped outside to light the cigarette crumple to the ground.
Oh no.
Okay. So as soon as that happens, you can see um, through the windows, you can see that there are a number of militia members that are quickly moving in on the building. Thought I had already unsnapped things. I don't know why, but grid snapping just annoys the crap out of me. I like it when I'm doing the artwork. I hate it when I'm trying to play the game. Throw this guy up, and that I think is probably a good place to break. What we can do now, and I'm going to remind you, even though this is a God, these guys suck. Everybody, go ahead and give me a initiative, 2D plus Dex or Intellect, and we'll use that to pick up the game next week. But what I was going to remind you of is that you do have 5 of those infantry kits in the back of the truck, so you're not necessarily unarmed.
Boy, that is a good point.
Wow, so you got a 4. Oof, oof. All right.
Yeah, so it goes.
Yeah, Audrey's on top of things, though. So,
Yes.
so we will pick this up next week on Wednesday night and see how you guys make your daring escape with the princess. And I don't know, maybe we'll get lucky and you'll off some militia. I mean, I have hopes that you'll off some militia because these guys are jerks. I created them. I don't even like them.
Okay, well, thank you very much for running.
You're very welcome.
And I'll see you
See
guys
everyone.
next
I will
week.
see you next week. Have a good night, guys.
Peace out.